How much credit does President Trump deserve for this remarkable agreement?
Well, this does need to end the terrible, terrible tragedy.
She didn't ask if it needs to end. She asked, how much credit does President Trump deserve? That was a very simple question. Let me save you some time. He didn't answer the question. He went on rambling for like a minute and a half. After his ramble, she follows up with this.
Achieve those things.
You may not trust Donald Trump, but what has been achieved here so far is something that was not achieved by President Biden. Do you give President Trump credit for that?
Well, you know what I don't like? I don't like the fact that nearly 70,000 women and children and civilians have been a couple of years, right? Do you think that's a success, Pamela? Do you think that that's okay?
Well, I'm certainly not
Hamas
saying
is
that,
evil,
and that was under both administrations.
A mature and reasonable answer would have been, yes, I think he does deserve some credit. Now, let's see if this holds. We want this to hold, but as of now, he deserves some credit. But they can't do that because they're not rational. They have Trump derangement syndrome. They do not want to give this man credit no matter what. They don't want to give credit where credit is due. They want to avoid giving him credit at all cost. This is a perfect example of it. She asked him a question. He rambles for like a minute and a half. She follows up and asks him a question again. And then he goes on to say, well, you know what I don't like? She didn't ask you what you don't like. She asked you if you think he deserves credit or not. Rather than answering that simple question like a mature adult, we've got to find a way to do mental gymnastics and put ourselves into a pretzel to try to avoid giving Trump credit. Any of these people are pathetic. This is why you cannot take them seriously. You know, if he's negotiating peace around the world and it seems like this peace or this ceasefire is holding, you could simply say, you know what, he does deserve some credit for that. Again, let's see if it holds. But as of now, he deserves some credit. Very simple, shows you're a rational human being.
To the current president of the United States.
For the past days, we have been talking about this issue of Trump receiving the Nobel Peace Prize for what he has done. This guy spent his entire time during the campaign to, campaign for Kamala Harris. I saw it. When you take a look at this, John Legend is throwing his support behind President Trump for the 2026 Nobel Peace Prize, praising his effort to bring peace between this, and Legend says Trump is taking a step in the right direction with the peace deal. He's also urging Trump to halt military actions in Democrat cities and stop targeting political rivals. When I look at what this guy put out, it's insane. I've seen a lot of videos about him going off on Trump. Oh, Trump should be taken out. He should not be in the news. But I was shocked to see this.
To the current president of the United States. Guys, I probably don't have to tell you that man really, really wants a Nobel Peace Prize. He's talked about it publicly many times. He's reportedly called a bunch of world leaders privately, begging them to put in a good word with the Nobel Peace Prize Committee. He really, really wants this Peace Prize, y'all. And now he's made a step in the right direction. We all want to see peace in the West Bank. And President Trump has been instrumental in bringing about this new peace deal. Let's all pray that this deal is actually lasting, that it's long-term. The people have had their lives and their communities destroyed for the past 2 years. For the sake of humanity, this needs to end. And if this peace is really lasting, we just might see Donald Trump get that peace prize that he really, really wants. Now, he cannot get the peace prize this year. The committee already announced this year's winner, Maria Corina Machado, the opposition leader in Venezuela, who won last year's presidential election only to have it stolen by Maduro. So, Trump can't get the prize this year. Miss Machado will. But they give it out every year. So don't give up, President Trump. You can still do this. And guess what? Believe it or not, I want you to do this. I want this Peace Prize for you so badly. I want this for us, for all of us. Hear me out, y'all. If Trump is able to actually earn the Peace Prize, it probably won't be enough that he's helped bring peace to the Middle East. Let's look at what else he would have to do. He'd have to stop sending Black Hawk helicopters to tear.
Yes, when you take a look at this guy coming out to put this video, to me, I don't really have a problem with this. What I'm concerned is the fact that this guy is not in accordance with what Trump is struggling to do in making cities safe. He doesn't like that. He wants what has been happening in the past to continue. To me, it's insane. It's a total red flag when I see someone struggling to, say something in favor of what Trump is doing. Then at the same time, saying this. Yeah, at the beginning of the video, I agree with him. Trump deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. Even something more than that. Yeah. But going further to say this, to me, it doesn't make sense.
He'd have to stop sending Black Hawk helicopters to people while they sleep in their apartment buildings in Chicago. Yes, the so-called peace president who's ending wars around the world would also have to stop declaring on the American people. Stop sending the military into our cities simply because they're run by Democrats. Stop sending masked, unaccountable ICE agents to torment communities. Stop ordering the prosecution of his political opponents on flimsy charges. He'd have to stop buying boats in the Caribbean, people without proving that they've done anything wrong. Maybe he'd have to refund USAID and restore humanitarian aid. Stop starving the most impoverished and vulnerable people around the world. He'd have to stop all this.
I believe you heard that. He started well, but at the end of the video, he spoiled everything. What Trump is doing with cartels, we have seen. Yeah, the fight he's having with them. According to this guy, Trump should not do that. With illegals, Trump should not do that. When they were going after Trump, I did not see John Legend coming out to say, oh, Democrats, stop going after Trump. They were extremely excited. Yeah, they were happy because they wanted Kamala Harris to win. Oh, Biden, I don't know. They didn't say anything. Now Trump is just, giving them a little tips of what they did to him. They are trying here everywhere. Yes, give credit where it is due. Democrat can do that. But there is one particular person that I saw to be different. Senator John Fetterman. When you take a look at this, I congratulate Putos on this historic peace plan that releases all the hostages. Now, enduring peace in the region is possible. Our paths are different, but we have a shared ironclad commitment to. Okay, when you take a look at what he sent out, it's very simple. That is all. Nothing will happen to you if you give Trump credit.
Those who are now, in a sense, questioning your commitment to the Democratic Party.
Right, where that's just happened not to be true.
I am disappointed, disgusted, and saddened.
Thank you guys who has been sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly. I don't want to make the video long. I'm going to end here. As of the short clips, please. That is for the YT algorithm.
Oh, so the trap is, if the Democrats shut down the government, Donald Trump takes advantage of the situation and begins to, I don't know, trim programs Democrats care about.
Because how many times somebody asks?
4.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States. If you want to serve in the American...
Give interviews, I don't do that.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States.
Happening at the moment.
Yeah. President Obama
is blatant censorship.
Because he says he has a team of fact checkers.
The FCC. I want them to stop fooling around with my right to say what I feel.
Americans, it's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before.
Does anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's...
I'm going to say one.
Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all abide by. But in case anyone needs a refresher, we're going to go over the rules again.
He does not have a right to have a television show where he lies his ass off to the American people.
Well, there are repercussions to spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not all the same people that are in these polite...
Disagree with what Gavin Newsom said, that he doesn't...
Dave Chappelle, he's not wrong.
I think that what she has done... Mom, Trump won. Trump's going to win. Strongly should feel
What do you disagree with, out of interest?
It was a major event in feminism that we finally have this law that